Hello everyone and welcome to Flickering Myth TV, an extension of the website flickeringmyth.com. My name's EJ Marino and today we are diving into a brand new review of 1917. This upcoming award season is jam-packed with so many movies. Marriage Story, Jojo Rabbit, Joker, Parasite. There is a lot of contenders, but 1917 just said, hey guys, I'm here at the party and I might win it all. This is one of the most impressive war movies I have seen in quite some time. I'm going to start this off by saying war movies are not usually my thing. I love the 1985 gritty film Come and See. I think Saving Private Ryan is an interesting movie. I actually think Dunkirk was really good, but this movie really impressed me. Really blew a lot of those other films out of the water for the pure craftsmanship in this movie. Director Sam Mendes and cinematographer Roger Deakins put their heart and soul into this movie. I know this is a pretty personal film for Sam Mendes, and there's a really nice title card at the end of the movie who this is dedicated to, but overall, this feels personal, even if he had any family attached to this war. Just the amount of art he put into this film, the amount of directing pain I felt him throw himself at these scenes, the way the actors reflected what he was giving them as a director, you can see that. It's just one of the most intense movies I have seen all year. What I think really sold me on this film is the fairly simple story. We have two guys who have to go from one end to the other. They're delivering a message. They're saying, hey, we are not supposed to go into this battle. You guys have this kind of idea that the Germans are running, but no, they're setting up a trap. Do not go. So they have to venture from their first look where they get that message, and you have to go so far to get that message delivered. Like, they have to go distance far, and what they have to deal with in between that distance is just as tough as the actual, the trek itself. Yeah, you're like, wow, you have to go miles and miles and miles. That's cool, but you have to go through miles and miles of, of people trying to kill you, the atmosphere, the environment. There's so much there that is, like I said, it's a fairly simple story, but how they deliver it, how they tell it makes it feel, it's so heavy. I really impressed to see something that I was really I'm nervous that this is going to be, I need to know every aspect of the war to be able to follow this film. And what I think is a compliment to this is, yes, you have the trenches that are so World War I, but what I liked here is this could have felt like any type of film. You throw this type of story into the war in Afghanistan, to World War II, to the Nam War, to Civil War. All of these different wars could reflect the beautiful, simplistic story here, and that's what really makes this such a wonderful piece. I think some of the dialogue is really natural as well. I really was impressed with the script and the story of this movie. Usually not what I think of, complimenting when I think of a war movie. I'm not like, oh yeah, it had a great script, but this script is so tight, so impressive. Sam Mendes as the writer as well, he had a writing partner, a female writing partner. I think she added maybe a level of humanity to this film that I didn't expect as well. For, again, a big war, the war to end all wars, to feel such a human story at the center of it, such impressive work. But we cannot talk about impressive work without talking about Roger Deakins' beautiful cinematography. He just won the Oscar maybe last year or the year before for Blade Runner 2049, but oh boy, he is coming for his second award because this is I think this work is actually better than Blade Runner 2049. I cannot think of a film. Look, this has the color palette of Sicario, but the camera movements of almost a Terrence Malick film, how the camera felt like a living, breathing person. I was really impressed with the overall cinematography of this film. I love that it's not just the typical, wow, Roger Deakins did really good with the color palette of this film. It's the way the camera moved. It's the fact that this movie is supposed to be done in one take. There's some really good cuts that they hide throughout some stuff. Like when a backpack goes into frame, you could tell that this is where they cut a scene. I like that stuff. I'm a big fan of the Alfred Hitchcock movie Rope that was supposed to be done in a single take as well, and that really mastered how you do those cuts. What Deakins said, cute, let me show you how to remaster those and do it really well. I love the way the camera moves. It's frenetic, it feels like it's alive, and I love that. I almost felt like it was a documentary, and this was someone holding the camera documenting all of this insanity. That's how personal the camera work felt, but also at the same time, he could scale it back. There's scenes where I'm like, oh well, a typical cinematographer would have just had the camera on their shoulder just walking behind them, but no, he decides to go and give me a long shot at that moment. Every time I thought I would know the shot that they would do, they would go, huh, here's another shot, surprise. With such a great script and amazing cinematography, I think what really stood out to me is this film feels like a horror movie. It is so intense, so scary. Maybe because I was in one of those Dolby cinemas and like just the bass was pounding when there's a score or the bombs would shake my seat. I was so like tense. I almost wanted to leave at one point because I was like, I cannot handle how insane this movie is. And that's a compliment to the film because it just really puts you there. This is so nasty at times. You see the casualties of war. You literally see them falling over bodies and it's so disgusting. You see such gory moments. You see the pain someone goes through during a loss of a friend. There's just so much in this movie that made me think of a scary film, just something so heartbreaking, so intense, so mesmerizing that you're sucked in, and then a bomb goes off, and it's like jump scares almost. I love the journey this movie made me feel. The credits started rolling, and I was just like, Jesus Christ, what did I just witness? I know what I did. A major Oscar contender and one of the best war movies of all time. Yes, that is a lot of high praise for a movie I just got out of, but it's left me so confused. I literally was gonna wait to do this review because I was like, let me process my thoughts, but it will not get out of my head. It's been maybe an hour since I've seen it, and I'm just dissecting every single moment, and that's how much 1917 means to me. What did you guys think of this review? What do you think of this film? Are you gonna see it when it becomes released? There is a limited release on Christmas Day, and it's also coming to like everywhere on and sometime in January. Definitely go see this film. It is worth it. I highly recommend it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Give me a thumbs up and subscribe to Flickering Myth because we make videos like this every single week. Alright guys, let's talk about 1917 below.